The Frankly Speaking Roof Cam, brought to you by Boss Security and Horseheads. Contact them today for all your business and home security needs. We are back, broadcasting live from the Hesselson studio. And in that studio, returning, James Kuhl. Thanks so much for being on the program, buddy.
Good morning, Frank. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we got a lot to cover. First of all, in my full disclaimer mode, I am a resident of the town of Irwin. I'm on the town board with Mr. Kuhl, so we're asking the same questions as I asked your opponent, who was on Friday. So, tell us a little bit about your background.
So thanks, Frank. Thanks. This is always great to be on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Appreciate the time with you and the opportunity to talk to the residents of Irwin and Painted Post. So I was raised in Steuben County, and I lived in Irwin for the past 10 years. I'm a proud dad of 3 boys who I think are watching right now.
All right.
So hello, guys. And my wife, Maggie. I work for a local technology company that works with business and data and about improving their performance. It's really, and I've served on the town board with you, with Irwin, for the past 4 years, and also in the county legislature.
Why did you decide, not necessarily maybe to run for re-election, but why did you decide in the beginning to run for legislator?
Well, it's always been something that I was raised with in terms of if you have a voice, then you need to use that voice. And so this is your opportunity to do that. And so I raised my hand as soon as I moved into town and was able to volunteer within the town. And then from there, an opening at the town board and at the legislature level. And I said, I think this is something that I'd like to do because I have my ideas and I have the things that I think I can help not only in our town but also at the county level. So,
and this is a lot different than the first time around.
It certainly is.
You've had the primary and then now a general.
Absolutely. Well, and the first time around was still kind of COVID era, so
that's right.
You didn't have people opening their doors to when you had to go get signatures and so absolutely. This was the full 9 or however you would call it, but it was it's really helpful because it gets more people engaged, and that's really the best way to represent Irwin and Painted Post is to understand what is happening at the town and village level. And I'm blessed because I've been able to develop some really good relationships both in the village and at the town, and we're really taking some good steps forward. There's been a lot of progress in Irwin and at the county level. So it's been a great time to be able to help.
What do you look for the next 4 years? What are some of your goals or maybe your party platform or your election platform?
So I think we need to address transportation. Certainly, that is a component of everyday life. And if there's not reliable transportation, how are you supposed to get around to go shopping?
Right.
How are you supposed to get to work? How are you supposed to become a productive member? How to get your kids to school? These are the kinds of things that people rely on, and I think we need to do a better job here in the county to be able to allow a system to be thought of and then implemented that is really going to serve everybody, not just certain pockets of the county. So that'd be one. Affordability is the other thing that I hear every time I go out and talk to our residents. And there are certain things we can do, and there are certain things we can't do. Right? We live in New York State. A lot of stuff is given to us as to what we have to do. But I think we need to be more sensible as to how far we can stretch the dollar, because I know families are doing it at home, trying to make it work, which seems like it doesn't go as far as it used to.
That's for sure.
And that's certainly a reality that we all, not only at a personal level, but at the government, you need to be looking at and using as well, that perspective.
Well, here we are. It's hard to believe that tomorrow is Election Day.
Yeah, it's here.
Can you believe it? How's the campaign going?
Campaign's been great, getting a lot of engagement, and been out trying to just knock on doors, and that's really the best way to talk to people, because it's not putting it on them to come to events and find events, and it's a very
so
busy
difficult.
time in the fall. Thankfully, youth sports are starting to wrap up. We're moving into the next season, but it is a really good opportunity, and that's what I really enjoy about being out there and being able to hear and honestly just meet people that say, oh, I've seen your name and and what's important to you, and that's kind of great for me to get the chance to say, here are the things that I think are important to me. We need to have a safe community, right? Public safety is going to be top
Absolutely.
of mind. We need to be working on the affordability aspects of what it takes to live here in our area. And then, there's other things about what are the pieces that help support a thriving and prosperous community.
Right.
Having good small businesses, having them have the support. Aging communities, having them have the support that they need to be able to stay in home and to be able to continue to live here in the neighborhoods or the communities that they grew up in, they raised a family in, not trying to say, hey, it's too expensive now, I got to go find a different place to live.
Right.
That kills me when I hear that. And really also then trying to say, all right, I'm selfish here in terms of I have 3 boys. I don't want them to, when they grow up and graduate, I don't want them to move away.
Right.
But I hear that again and again. How do we retain those young adults that are choosing, that have the opportunity to say, where do I want to spend the next few formative years of my young adulthood? Let's see if we can figure out ways to keep them here so that then maybe they choose to raise their families here like we are.
Right. And now, I know recently you just held a small business forum, so this is a little different question than I asked your opponent. But what do you find that the small businesses are saying in our area?
So there's a lot of things that they are saying that are bigger issues.
Yeah.
But then there's the smaller ones, which are how do we retain workforce, right? Seeing workforce issues. Right. How do we get people that want to want to work at a job that is reliable and a wage that is one that they can live on. So you're seeing workforce issues. You're also seeing that there are regulation issues. Now, is that a county type of issue? Not really. No, but can the county take a role in helping businesses navigate what is, a very heavy regulatory environment? But then also there are partner agencies that we have that serve all the small businesses and entrepreneurs here in the area that some small businesses didn't even know existed. So it's really, how do we try to get the awareness out of that? And I didn't even know that one of our local small businesses was featured on Fox and Friends. A couple of weekends ago.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that either.
Yeah, Superpotamus out of Irwin.
Oh, no kidding. I didn't know that. That's wonderful.
Because it's a 100% local. She works with. I'm not going to push it too much because this is not. But it is a fantastic success story that we're lucky to have. Small business owners that do take these risks, and they need the support, and I think it's really important that we support them.
Oh, congratulations. I didn't know they were on there. I'm going to have to look that up.
You do. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So when you're knocking on door to door, any surprises? You're probably used to it by now.
No surprises. It's that kind of year where there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And so you try to just answer questions as you can. As a county legislator, there's 17 of us in Steuben County, and so there's only so much that can be done. But certainly it's important to hear what is happening and what the concerns are at a state level, at a national level. Obviously, with the government shutdown, we are trying to, for a county that delivers state and federal services, we have to be able to figure out how to navigate that. And that's kind of plugging holes, whether financially or with services and workforce. So there's a lot going on, but I have to take my hat off to we have wonderful department heads at the county, and county management is able to really work through. These are very complex problems, but we're trying to deliver for Steuben County residents.
Do you find, we talked about small businesses, what they're saying, what have voters been saying to you?
Voters are just, it's really a route of uncertainty, right? I mean, and sometimes we all learn from the news as to what's going on.
Yeah, right.
But it's really coming down to how will this impact me, right? That's what I'm hearing that depends, right? It depends a lot. But right now it seems like if you know people that do receive some benefits, the food pantries and the food banks are open. They are a resource, so please go and get some food if you need it.
We have an amazing food pantry right in Painted Post.
We are lucky. They are great.
What they pack into that little room is amazing. They work hard.
Yes, and we're going to be doing, and here's a shameless plug for Scouting for Food.
Oh, yeah.
So there's going to be a food pickup of dry goods on Saturday, November 9th. We will be driving around Irwin and Painted Post and be picking up any bags of food left out, and that goes directly to United Church Painted Post Food Pantry. So
what do you do? Just put it in a bag, leave it by your mailbox?
Put it in a bag, just leave it on your porch, wherever. We'll grab it, whether mailbox, porch, you name it.
Oh, great. Now, tomorrow is Election Day, so I normally ask what the campaign looks like here on out, but there's not too much time.
I'll be out there this afternoon to try to reach a few more people, see if I can, and really I'm going out and saying, remember, it's Election Day. We've talked in the past about how sometimes on these off years, turnout isn't as what you'd expect. And so really, I would say if you are going to vote, or if you have voted through early voting, tell a neighbor, remind someone else that it is Election Day, because this is our chance every year. Well, maybe not every year, but this year at least, in terms of being able to say, these are the things that are important to me. I think this candidate is going to be the one that's going to work on my behalf.
How do you get out the vote? Because that's the biggest topic that we've talked about it. I've talked about it with every guest. It being an off year, people just don't remember.
Yeah, and it's really trying to just say, it's Election Day.
Yes.
Vote, right? The early voting is over, so that, I don't know how successful it was. Or
I've heard good things, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know it's incredibly easy. But in terms of tomorrow, remind people, and if you are on Facebook, put a message out. Just say, vote today.
Don't forget
it doesn't
to
matter to endorse anybody, just go vote. That we have 3 polling stations in Irwin, so depending on your district, you should be able to find one. And usually on an off election year, you're not facing lines.
It's going to be a quick process, trust me. Where can people find out more if they're kind of last minute looking into the candidates?
Sure, JamesKuhlForIrwin.com has information and about me and contact information as well. Feel free to give me a call or send me a message. I have a Facebook page as well that is also going to be, provide you some information about things that are important to me and some recent activity. So go there and feel free to reach out. I know it's busy, so a lot of people don't. But if you do have that chance, then please take advantage and please reach out.
And finally, the big question: what do you say to voters before they head to the booth tomorrow?
I think you need to have active representation in your community, right? So through my efforts at the town level, at the county level, and throughout the community organizations, whether it's Scouts, whether it's Little League, with PTA, you name it. That's how we understand what's happening at the community level. That's the only way you can represent that community into another organization. So I'm the candidate that has been in this situation and have been actively representing us for the past 4 years. I'd like to keep going on some of the momentum that we've built. We've had a lot of accomplishments here, both at town level and at the county level, and I think it can be another exciting 4 years ahead of us. So please vote for me if you get out tomorrow. Or just vote.
Or just vote, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Please just vote. James Kuhl's been our guest. James, thanks so much for being on the program. Best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Frank.
All right. We'll be right back with Frankly Speaking. Stay with us.